Look how many nurses, how many doctors, how many teachers we have trained, and where are they now? Many have migrated in search of a better life. Many have migrated and have acquired their dreams, and those who have remained here are miserable. Those who have remained here are in anguish and pain and discomfort because they can't earn enough to cover their bills and they can't save. All this excellence that we speak of, which economy will this excellence benefit? Which economy will this excellence service? Which economy will have the capacity to absorb these STEM labors that Jamaica wants to create? Surely these questions are necessary, and we do not have the capacity to absorb them here domestically. Then why? What are we doing? Fundamentally, as a result, it is achievable. And Jamaica from now on, everything we do must be calculated. Everything we do must be precise, and whatever people we try and attempt to train must be filtered into different aspects of productive processes that will benefit not the United States, not the USA, not the UK, but the Jamaica that we love. Politicians are used to doing things one way, and they have not realized that the world has evolved and will keep evolving. As a result, we must evolve, and we have to move away from the idea of creating jobs, as I said before, and the idea of achieving economic growth, to the idea of creating wealth for the nation and the idea of developing an economy. Mr. President, the first economics book I ever read and the first economics book that has ever been published is titled The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. He could have easily titled the book The Growth of Nations or The Employment of Labor. But why? He realized that by just focusing on employment only, or just focusing on economic growth only, such as what Jamaica has been doing over the last 50 years, your country's growth will be stagnated. A prosperous country like Jamaica must move away from its overall ideologies of just improving GDP growth, which cannot be achieved if we do not make a thrust towards creating wealth. Mr. President, GDP does not say anything about the environment. GDP does not say anything about the quality of life or our standard of living. GDP does not say anything about Jamaican citizens and how we are being compensated. As a matter of fact, a lady said to me that GDP sounds like a next political party in her ignorance. Now, where are we? The government domestic party. And she went on to explain to me, Dr. Haughton, let me tell you something. GDP cannot. What does this mean? Irrespective of our political parties, we have to use our common sense and step into the future. I read a story by Sir Francis Bacon, this person who they named that part of the pork that you like, and he spoke of when he voyaged from England back then, and he stumbled upon the great Atlantis. He spoke of how civilized these people were. He spoke of how eloquent they were. He spoke of how peaceful they were. Mr. President, we have been here before, and we can go here again. Policies are necessary to promote and facilitate the improvement of Jamaica, and policies are necessary to promote the creation of wealth for the nation. Mr. President, we need, alongside or instead of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, we need a technology and an innovation enhancement fund. In lieu of a lot of things we do, it is important that we realize that now more than ever, Jamaica is in a critical position and the world itself is moving in an upward trajectory. And in order for us to do so, we too must find ways in order to create value and increase the value of the output that we produce per day. The special economic zone policy should be geared towards creating value added along these lines. Instead of creating jobs through BPO, we should collaborate with the Chinese or whomever to unearth any rare materials that exist and embark on vertical diversification to create more value added for the country. Montego Bay has been neglected by the formal economic system. All they gave us was hotels and BPO, which is very good, but not enough. I want us to picture a better Jamaica. I want us to picture a brighter light. And if we can't do it with our eyes open, I would ask us now to take a deep breath and to close our eyes. I want us to close our eyes and take a deep breath because I want us to picture Jamaica where workers are well compensated because the level of productivity is high. Where there's efficient transportation system, moving goods and people from ports to docks, to country to town, from rural areas to urban areas. Where you can visit the hospital and receive first-class health care. Where the education system is also first class, which is it has been because we have first-class Jamaican students, but we need more. Imagine a Jamaica where the goods and services offered by the world are offered to the world by us is of high value. Imagine a Jamaica where there is peace. Imagine a Jamaica where we can leave our doors open. Many times we've imagined that, but we have not seen it as a reality. We need to live in a peaceful reality, Mr. President. We need to live in a peaceful reality. Imagine if we were supposed to sign a deal with Tesla, for example. They are just making shingles that provide solar energy. If we were to put in law that every household in the hot places must use these shingles to generate energy. These are the type of policies that we want to see moving into the 2020, moving into the new world. Mr. President, data, data, data. And we cannot overemphasize the importance of data to this new world. We have to use data to drive our progress in the new world forward. We must collect data from the micro level and tabulate them to the macro level for analysis and use data to influence what we become, who we are, and where we go. I remember a young boy, Mr. President, who had the vision to transform a city, who had the vision to transform a country, and the only thing standing in his way were corrupt, ill-informed politicians. Politicians who lack understanding of a proper economic management, but I have news for them now. Young people are becoming smarter. Young people are becoming more clever. Young people are cleverer every day, and soon and very soon, corrupt politicians will become a thing of the past for Jamaica. Mr. President, corrupt politicians will become a thing of the past for Jamaica. Corrupt, watch your speed, read. Corrupt politician will become a thing of the past. Mr. President, the pride and national sovereignty that we're expecting from our leaders is little. They do not demonstrate the level of selflessness that is needed to put country and nation building above self. The intelligence to know that whatever we focus on will become who we are. And if we focus on nonsense, Mr. President, GIGO will become nonsense. Mr. President, based on my illustration in my icebreaker, you realize that the country has a negative view of the political process. And we have to rebuild. We have to rebuild the integrity of the politics, and we have to rebuild the integrity of politicians in order for us to lead effectively. Mr. President, as usual, it is important for us to be the voice of the voiceless. It is important for us to give hope to the hopeless. It is important for us to give sense to the senseless and to create a Jamaica that we all want to live in. Mr. President, we have to give privilege to the underprivileged. And just as how there's an American dream and people leave from all over the world to go to America to realize their dreams, we should also know that we should create a Jamaican dream, because Jamaicans have aspirations. Jamaicans want a better future, and Jamaicans also want a country that they can work, live, play, and raise families. Mr. President, the time is now. We will begin today, and we will begin now, for there is no time like the present. We have to start with our communities and move from our communities to our cities, and from our cities to our parishes, and then all across the nation. We will rebuild because we must, and we will because Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity, and continue to play its part in the advancement of the entire human race. I thank you.